Welcome to the video. I'm Nick from Noob to Pro and I hope you are doing great today. We've been talking all about the different creatures of Ark, looking at everything you need to know to tame them, giving you tips and tricks on what to do with them, and have they got any special abilities. Today is all about the Mammoth, so let's go find one. We're looking at the Mammoth spawn map for the island, and as you can see, they only spawn in the snowy biome, where they are common. However, there are two areas to the east of the snowy biome where they are very common. So we found one here. It's a male level 60. Now I'm going to trank him out with a crossbow and trank arrows. It's a ramshackle crossbow, so it's going to be a little quicker than a primitive crossbow, but not much to tell you the truth. You could also use a long neck with trank darts, or even shocking trank darts if you're a high enough level. Now the saddle for the Mammoth is level 31, so that's why I'm just using a crossbow and trank arrows. Now a couple of things you need to watch out for when trying to tame a Mammoth. First of all, they are often found in small groups, and you hit one and they're all going to aggro on you. Now fortunately the rest of them seem to lose interest quite soon. Obviously the one that you're firing at's not going to, but the rest of them seem to lose interest and leave you to it after just a while. The other thing to note is if the one that you are trying to get tracked out is mate boosted, then as with all creatures it's going to take less torpor damage per hit than if it's not mate boosted, so obviously it's going to take more hits and it's going to take longer to get it unconscious. To avoid any of this, you can always try to find one on its own, or even kill the rest that are in the small pack before you start trying to trank it out. Now another thing to be aware of, if the Mammoth has just been in a fight before you start trying to trank it out, which is, to be fair, quite often in these parts, then it might be injured, and as you're trying to trank it out you might actually kill it before you get it unconscious. Now as you can see, I'm not using a taming pen today. It's quite easy to avoid the Mammoth whilst you're trying to get it unconscious, but also I've found that when you do try and use a taming pen with these guys, anything under 4 walls high, then the Mammoth can actually glitch out of it. So yeah, to build a pen 4 walls high, it is quite a lot of materials there, so yeah, it's easy enough to keep away from them. Now as we haven't got a pen, and we are in a dangerous area, I'm actually going to put a ring of spike walls around the Mammoth to keep it safe. Like I said, we're in a very dangerous area. There could be anything around, and as you're concentrating on the tame, anything will come up along and it's just going to really spoil your day. So yeah, we'll get these spike walls round and then we'll get him tamed up. So there we are, done with the wall. We've managed to trap that Anki inside. Never mind, it's going to be a bit of an annoyance, but that's all. He's not going to be any danger to us. So we'll get some kibble into him and we'll have a quick look at the stats. So he's just over 2,000 health, so that's quite good. The stamina on 528, that's an important one. The weight is very important because he's going to be a gatherer for us, so 580. And always the melee damage is quite important on 155. Now he's just taken a bite, so I want to see how much the taming bar has gone up, and that will show us how many more kibble we need to leave in there. If you leave too much kibble in there, sometimes when they wake up they'll eat it all, and that's just a waste of kibble. So 10%, so I only need to leave another 9 in there. I'll actually leave another 10 in there just to be safe. So I'll take these out. Just a note, when you are doing this, if you take them all out by accident and it's when the Mammoth wants to take a bite, then you're going to start losing taming effectiveness. So make sure that you always have something in there for the Mammoth to eat. Now we're using superior kibble today. That is the quickest and most effective way of taming the mammoth. Now, as with most herbivores, the taming effectiveness doesn't go down that much if you use either crops, medial berries or mixed berries. It is the time that it takes that is going to be the big issue there. Now, with this level 60, it's going to take me about 25 minutes using the kibble. I've got it on taming speed ×1. I always do my videos on taming speed ×1. Obviously, if you've got it on taming speed ×2 or 3, it is going to be different for you. But like I say, about 25 minutes with the kibble for this guy. If I was using crops, I'd only lose a couple of levels in the taming effectiveness. Medial berries, 1 or 2 more, and just a few more with the mixed berries. But it would take an extra hour. It would take about an hour and 25 minutes to get it tamed. So that's why I'm using the kibble today. It's much quicker. Obviously, if you haven't got access to the superior kibble yet and you don't mind taking the time, you're not going to lose that many levels. So go ahead and tame with the crops or berries. Just remember, the crops will go off a lot quicker than the berries. If I'm going to use anything apart from kibble with a herbivore, I will use medial berries. Also, if you are using anything other than kibble, don't forget your narcotic. Guys, if you are finding this video useful at all, I really appreciate you hitting that like button. If you're not already, you might want to think about joining us by subscribing. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss any more of our videos. Guys, I will leave a link to the playlist at the end of this video. If you are unsure of any other creatures on Ark, it will probably be in that playlist. If not, leave a comment down below and I'll get on it for you. Now, I'm going to jump forward to when this guy's tamed out, so I will see you in a moment. Okay then, here he is, walking up at level 89 as we expected. So a quick look at those stats. Well, he's got over 1,000 on his health there, so that's great. He's got about 100 into his stamina, just over, I think. The weight has only gone up by about 30 and about 100 into his melee damage, so that's great. Now, I've put that sweet veg cake in there because as he's a herbivore, he cannot regen his health by force feeding meat, obviously, because he won't eat it. Now, the only way of regenerating health on the herbivores quickly is by them eating the sweet veg cake. Basically, if their health gets below a certain level, then if it's in his inventory, he will take a bite and regen some health automatically. There is a 30-second cooldown where he won't be able to eat another one, but then he will automatically take another one if his health is still low. So that's great. So just checking out his stamina here. As you can see, as he's running along, his stamina isn't going down that fast, so that's pretty good. We'll just see what else is going around. I want to keep away from that battle over there. There might be one or two other things around. What's that there? Right, okay. Now let's take a swing at these guys. Just a couple of dillos. Now, as you can see, whilst I'm fighting, my stamina does go down quite a lot per swing of the tusks there. So yeah, it doesn't go down too quickly by just running along, but when you get into a bit of a scrap, the stamina does start going down quite quickly. Now we've got a bit of a better scrap going along here. A couple of dillos there, Uteranus, the wolves, the Carnos, and as you can see, my stamina is going way down. Now the Uteranus fear roar has affected me a little bit, but not enough to make me run away. That green circle, if the purple line around the circle had got all the way up, then I would have been fully affected by the fear roar and started to run away. Now, as you can see, I'm out of stamina. This isn't great. Luckily I've near enough killed everything here, so not too bad. But yeah, I've done quite a lot of damage there. I'm out of stamina. The countdown there on the sweet veg cake is already eaten one because of the amount of damage that had been done. He's going to probably eat another. Yes, he has done. I'll just get rid of all this rubbish I don't want. But you can see the stamina is going up so slowly. Now that is one downfall for these guys. The stamina does take quite a long time to go up. As far as the health is concerned, yeah, I think if I'd not had that sweet veg cake in his inventory, probably wouldn't have lasted that battle, but I did, so yeah, it did pretty good for fighting there. Let's just see if he takes another. Yeah, he's taken another, so it's getting that health right back up there. The main reason for taming the mammoth, though, is not for its fighting skills, although it can really look after itself. The main reason for taming these guys is for its wood collecting capabilities. So I'm just going to go around, hit a few trees and see what happens. Now you can learn their saddle, obviously, like we've said, level 31, where the beaver, the other wood collector, is level 60 something. And yeah, I'd say the beaver is probably an easier tame because of where they live. You can get a beaver in a much safer area than you can the mammoth, but obviously the mammoth saddle is so earlier in the levels. So let's just have a look what we've got there. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 535, that says there. Oh, sorry, something's attacking me. Where are we? We've got the Daedon here. Right, okay, I'll show you the other attack actually. There we go. It's this stamp attack where that's the secondary attack. Now it does more damage, but I think it actually uses more stamina. So just be aware of that. You're going to get things killed a bit quicker, but just watch out for that stamina drain. You don't want to be keeping on fighting when your stamina's out and your torpor will start going up. So as we were saying, 535 wood, a bit of thatch and a few berries. The interesting thing, the wood there weighs 50 in my inventory, back into the mammoth's inventory, and it only weighs 12.5. so the mammoth has got a 75% weight reduction on wood, whereas the beaver has a 50% weight reduction on wood, but it also does stone, thatch and fibre. The mammoth only does wood, but it has got a 75% reduction. Basically, it'll only weigh 25% of whatever it should weigh in your inventory. Final thoughts on the mammoth. These guys, there's nothing too complicated about them, to tell you the truth. The only real issues when trying to tame one is the environment where they live. There's plenty of creatures there that want nothing better than to eat you just for looking at them. And don't forget your fur armour. Once tamed, put some work maybe into their stamina and their weight. They move quite quickly for such a large creature, and really can look after themselves whilst they're out gathering wood. Now, with the weight reduction capability on wood, a freshly tamed mammoth of a reasonable level would be able to collect a couple of thousand wood in just a few minutes. Guys, don't forget to check out any more of our videos like the one shown on screen right now. Thanks for watching. Have an amazing day.